Step right up, let's take the dive. Crypto world is coming alive. From XRP to the blockchain beat. Join the crew, we're pioneers meet. Got builders, dreamers, paving the way. Multi-chain vibes, we're here to stay. Wanna know? Don't wait, let's go. Dip a toe, join the Web3 flow. Take a step, explore the scene. Dip a toe, show, living the dream. From the ledger to the stars we climb. Crypto's future, it's our time. Dip a toe, yeah, take that chance. Join the vibe, let's crypto dance. Faces of crypto, stories we share. Early adopters, they're everywhere. From XRP to the Web3 wave. Bold moves, only we're here to pave. Melissa and Simon, they light the way. Every week it's a crypto play. Wanna know? Don't wait, let's go. Dip a toe, join the Web3 flow. Take a step, explore the scene. Dip a toe, show, living the dream. From the ledger to the stars we climb. Crypto's future, it's our time. Dip a toe, yeah, take that chance. Join the vibe, let's crypto dance. Let's crypto dance. No advice, just a spark to ignite. Do your research, keep your vision tight. Community strong, we're building the way. Dip a toe show, here to stay. Take a step, explore the scene. Dip a toe show, living the dream. From the ledger to the stars we climb. Crypto's future, it's our time. Dip a toe, yeah, take that chance. Join the vibe, let's crypto dance. So take a chance, don't be shy. Crypto's calling, we're reaching the sky. Join the movement, come take a look. Web3's rising, the world's been shook. Ooh.
The world's been shook. Oh, I'm so excited about tonight's show. We've got 29 comments in the chat already. Like, people are so excited for this evening, Simon. How you doing?
I'm very excited for this evening. It's a brand new year. Man. Big things are happening in a state down south in just less than 3 weeks. We get a hug and embrace each other. Man, so excited.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Christmas 2.0 for me right now, to be quite honest, man. You know,
yes. Man, I was so excited. I'm so excited, Simon. I'm so excited. Guys, we got Bryce Nielsen from I Trust Capital as a guest, and before the show started, he responded and said, like, "Oh yes, I would love to come on the show." And I'm like, "We're in it to win it. It's gonna be January 28th." And I was like, hot dog. I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale in January 28th. So I had to, as soon as I sent the email, I had to go like, I'm sorry, I got to reschedule. So hopefully we'll be able to reschedule that interview for the following. And if not, I'm just going to make it work. I'm going to make it work. Because it's my mistake. And it's going to be a fantastic interview. I've been wanting to have those guys on for a long time. So, but enough about that. Real quick.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No worries.
Are you doing okay?
I'm doing fantastic.
I mean, but you had.
Last
night you had that.
I was absolutely devastated because Eddie
devastated.
died.
I know you're really going through it last night.
I was bawling. I texted Simon. I'm like, Eddie's dead. And he's like, oh my God, is that your son? And I was like, no, Eddie from Stranger Things, guys. Maybe it was probably a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Simon and Megan said, oh, you got to watch Stranger Things series on Netflix. And I had never seen it. Ryan and I had never seen it. we have been binge watching this thing, and it is such a fantastic show.
Oh, Mr. Sam says no spoiler alert.
Shit! Spoiler alerts! I forgot. So, yeah, well, you won't even know who I'm talking about if you haven't watched it. I will tell you this: highly recommend the show. It's very entertaining. Those of us that are a little bit on the older side remember the 80s, and you want to talk about bringing back some memories. The music, the visuals, the characters, everything it's just a fantastic show. And I'm always one to watch something way after the fact, just like I did Seinfeld and all the other shows. Never watched them in real time.
You're smart. You saved so much of your life. The rest of us had to endure.
Yeah. Well, I'm not much of a TV watcher, and so it's really unique for me to actually sit and watch a show. So it's good if I'm watching it. In my opinion, it's a good show. But in any event. Super excited.
Glad you're better.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We have 28 of you in here tonight. If you are watching on IMU TV, IMU TV, by the way, has a fantastic new app that you can get in the App Store. Just search for IMU TV, and it's a beautiful app, and you can watch the Dip a Toe show live streaming right there on the app. You can go take it with you wherever you go now on your phone. They're also on Apple or Google, any of the smart, your smart TVs. You can search the IMU TV app and put it on your smart TV, and you can put it on any of your Google devices, Android devices, and that sort of thing. So it's really opened up our audience to a wider audience, which is very exciting for the Dip a Toe show. And so I would just like to please any of you that are watching on IMU TV, we are really trying to grow our channel on YouTube. That is where you can come in and interact with us. We have a ton of people in the chat right now. You can come in here and chat with us, and we'll try to answer your questions best we can. You can find us on YouTube and Rumble at Dip a Toe. You can find us real easily. Please give our channel a like, share, and subscribe. Those comments will help us as well. So please give us a little bit of encouragement. And for those of you that are watching on Twitter, X, please do the same. I did post the link there. It's fantastic that you watch on X, and we appreciate it. But we really do want to grow our channel. So if you please help us out, we'd appreciate that. In any event, without further ado, I did want to say tonight is a Dip a Toe Spotlight special. We are going to welcome our good friend Allan Staple from the Staple Crew back to Dip a Toe show. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Allan, he is a seasoned crypto enthusiast, macroeconomics student, early blockchain adopter, alongside his son Brent in their popular father-son duo content show, The Staple Crew. His show shares insightful perspective and positive energy for those dipping their toes into the digital asset blockchain space. And tonight we're going to tap in on where he thinks the crypto space is headed in 2026, touch on his thoughts on how to manage your crypto holdings, maybe positioning yourself for long-term success, and how can we start thinking about building a lifetime of financial freedom in this evolving landscape. Plus, we're going to talk about the inside scoop on the exciting XRP and Beyond Crypto Family Meetup that he is hosting in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the end of this month, January 29th through the 31st. This is going to be a can't miss community experience featuring golf and a barbecue and networking, and a place where you're going to develop some real connections with fellow crypto passionate folks. So, really super excited to talk about it, because there's a lot of people that are just chomping at the bit to find out more details. And so without further ado, let's bring our friend Allan Staple in. What do you say, Simon? How are you, my friend?
How's it going, everybody?
Fantastic.
I'm so excited about our new year together. All of it just coming up roses for all of us here today. I like where the whole space is headed, and I'm I'm so excited to talk about the show, but we'll wait to the end of the show to talk about that.
I got so many. Well, you're such a busy man, Allan, and and anybody that knows you knows what a great conversationalist you are. Like, you can have like the most deep conversations with Allan. You're so smart. You have such a unique perspective on things, and it's a gift every time that I get a chance to talk to you on the phone. And so, I know how busy you are because you've given your number out to people, and so many people are calling you now. Like, you've just blown up over the past several years, where your time was available. Now it's like everybody wants to talk to Allan Staple. So we are incredibly blessed to have you back on the Dip a Toe Show, and I would love for the opportunity to pick your brain a little bit, sir.
Yes.
But for anybody who hasn't seen the Staple Crew, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you and Brent got started in crypto together, and was there a moment that really hooked you guys both in crypto and provoked you to start that show?
Well, I started really researching. I was a gold bug back in the day, really been into finance, macro finance my whole life. As what I do for a living, I've worked with many, many very wealthy people, many banking institutions, shall we say. And so I kind of, when I was a young man, was a stockbroker for a very short period of time, way back when. So I've always just kind of been into finance and money and how it works, and trying to figure out where it's going and how to predict the future and what's the best investment to go to next and how to make money with it. So I've always kind of instilled that in my son, and he and I were actually, the way we decided to do the show was we were on our way to a show that both you and I know, the show that we went to. It was in Texas. And I was really disappointed by the person that put the show on. There was only 80 people there, and I just thought, wow, he never really gave my son and I any time. And I thought, wow, if I ever was in his shoes, I would have spent all day with the people that were there to see me. And I really walked away from that show feeling, gosh, maybe I could do something like this, And there was quite a few people that said, Allan, as much as that guy on the stage. Why don't you do a show? And I was like, well, I'm not really that kind of guy, So anyway, one day we drove back from that show. I was all the way in Texas, so it's a 25-hour drive back. And Brent was like, come on, Dad, you can do this. So he really encouraged me, and it just worked out. I mean, I honestly, I've enjoyed the whole process. It was very difficult in the beginning because it's not easy talking to a camera, as both of you can understand. So we were very frustrated at times. But the thing that really convinced me, and I really urge everybody to try this at home, sit down, know something about a subject. I don't care if it's talking about basket weaving or riding a horse or whatever it might be, something that you know well. Turn your phone around, turn it on. Don't look at the side that shows your picture. Turn the other side around with the camera facing you. Turn it on and just talk at the lens for a half hour. And I think what you'll be amazed is at the end of the half hour, you'll either go, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever watched. Or you'll be like, I would listen to that person. I think that person came across pretty smart, pretty sharp, pretty good. I mean, they kind of know what they're talking about. I would follow that person's YouTube channel. And you might be amazed how many people are in the latter category. Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
I would totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So, Allan, did you do that initially? Did you turn the phone around and okay?
It's funny, that was 5 years ago, and I time flies, right? But
totally.
I looked at that video not long ago, and it's really good, really good. And I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, well, I don't like what the guy's wearing. I was in a shirt, wife beater or something I had on at the time. I don't know what it was, but I was just looking at it. I was like, I would watch that guy. Yeah.
We missed the whisper sweet nothings at the end of the show. Shout out Chris, Crypto Professor. Love you, brother. Yeah, the sweet nothings at the end were the zinger for me. That got me hooked, got me watching all the way to the end of the show to find out what Allan was going to say at the end, because it was great. It's great. I love it. I love those little love language messages at the end.
Yeah. People really resonated with that one. And then there was the time when my dog, I go, oh no, this isn't going to go well. And then the camera got dragged by my dog across the field.
And everybody loves it.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm leaving that on there. I'm just going to leave it. You know, you can hear me yelling at him, and it's pretty funny. Yeah.
No, so. I think you do a fantastic job. Your show is very unique and needed in the space. You come at things with a little bit different perspective. You never shill. And I think that is what has given you such a strong community, right? And you're all about the networking. You're all about the networking and the promotion of each other. You've been extremely gracious with the Dip a Toe show and helping us out, and working with Simon. And so I'm very appreciative and value our friendship very much. I do want to ask you, what's one thing right now in the crypto space as of January 2026 that's exciting you the most?
Oh gosh, there's 10 of them. But I mean, I'm serious. The liquidity that's coming to the market is it's just a dam that's gonna just come our way.
And this is why I like Allan Staple's answers.
Yeah, but I something bigger than that, I would say is even bigger, and we all kind of can't understand it, is what's happening to our industry is it's becoming mainstream.
Yep.
And yet all the people that are supposed to profit from it, the regular Joe Schmoes like the rest of us, are out of it now. And it's really sad to me in a lot of ways, because all of a sudden it's becoming mainstream and the industries are building on it and banking's going to it and the movement of all money around the world and ODL, as we know, is going to happen. And most of the public's going to miss the boat again. And it's really kind of frustrating to me. But the fact that the fundamentals are great every single day and price not go up is a very, very telltale sign of progress. That's huge progress. And a lot of us don't understand that because we look at the retail price too much. So I'd say that really hits me a lot.
I have thoughts on that too. I always say the fact that, news is not jacking the price up or down is a good thing, in my opinion. Right. Right. I don't think you want it to be so volatile that President Trump could go on and say something and move the needle, or the guy from MSNBC is saying something and it's moving the needle, right? It's not really doing that. And that's very interesting, to say the least. And I think that is for XRP in particular is the one that I see that with, or I give the most attention to. I'm wondering. So you have a very interesting background that gives you a unique perspective on the market. I wonder, how do you see the traditional financial system evolving over the next few years? Are we really looking at real structural change, or is mostly the same system with a blockchain layered on top? Do you think that there's significant changes for real, or is it just the same with the icing on the cake?
I think that's a great question. Obviously, I don't have the perfect answer on that, but because I don't really know. But adoption does kind of come slowly. But the information or the news with B of A this week, I don't know if you guys heard about all that, right? They're saying that everybody should put 4% of their money into crypto. That's big, by the way, because they're one of the most conservative banks in America as far as technology. But us XRP people know that B of A has been working with us for a long time. So they're kind of ramping it up slowly, but they're kind of bringing the public in and going, hey, it's okay. Excuse the pun. You can dip your toe in this crypto over here and it's 4%. It's not going to hurt. And don't worry about it. We're giving our blessing to it. That really was big, but it also told me that, well, they're going to go with the same old banking system and just kind of introduce it slowly to us all. And it's not going to be a total revolutionary overnight. Hey, we're going to shut B of A down for a 3-day weekend, open up, and we're all going to use XRP on Monday or Tuesday morning. That kind of was a telltale sign for me a little bit. And I could be wrong about that, but that was big. In answering your question, it was kind of a slow moving, oh, we're going to do business the same way. Come to your local teller at the bank and we can sell you some crypto. It was kind of what I got from it.
I've had a theory for a while that we are going to be slowly transitioning in. And I always talk about doing it responsibly. It's like whoever is orchestrated, and it's not just one person or one institution, it's a collective of folks that are in the financial districts, the people that are building these bridges and the foundational layers of the new financial system. And I don't believe that you could just turn it off and turn it on, right? These things have to be handled carefully, much like, when you were researching money or when I was researching money, learning about bank runs and why they were so worried about bank runs and why you can't just go into a bank and take out $10,000, $20,000, just pop in and grab your money, right? Because where you take from one place, one investment vehicle and put it in another, it's going to do something to the one you took it out of, right? Yes. And so having people, like, we went from not encouraging people to put any money into crypto bad, right? To now, so like you're saying, B of A saying, oh, you should put 4% in your portfolio, and kind of slowly transitioning some of these people that have these investments and encouraging them to dip their toe in my eyes, a responsible way for them to recommend, right? What do you think on that?
Yeah, it is. It's very it's interesting because they don't tell. I don't know. This is the part of the equation a lot of people didn't catch. Does B of A tell you to buy 4% of anything? Not really.
No.
And they came out and said, "Hey, 4% of crypto is a good idea," and it was like, "Whoa! Well, since when do you guys give financial advice? Like, that's rare for you guys." But yeah, 4%. That's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's $4,000 for every 100K you got with them. So, yeah. And if you look at the numbers, let's say we have a normal bull market one day, that 4% will probably outperform anything they've ever made with B of A in a year or two, ever in their whole life. Just think what that would do, right? Yeah. That would be absolutely explosive. So yeah, they're trying to get out ahead of this thing. It's
heck, even buying XRP under $2 the other day and watching it go up to 241. I watched my 8,000 turn into $10,000 in days, and I mean, I could see someone doing that going, holy smokes, man, right. You don't make that kind of money in investments. And, obviously that's not always the case. Right. But the fact that they are starting to encourage people to dip their toe, it is very encouraging to me. I wonder, where do you think the centralized institutions like the banks and the payment processors and governments, where do you think they're going to fit into this equation as blockchain and DeFi grow? Do you think they're going to play a major part in the future or not?
Something that's been weighing on my mind lately quite a bit is what are we going to do about wallets, right? Like, we still have a security issue and we still have a lot of problems to grow through. I don't know if you guys remember, what was it, 05 or 06 or 07, where all of a sudden your best friend at work actually had a cell phone that was like, oh my God, look at that. And it was obvious the smartphone was the tool. In crypto, I really feel like we need that wallet. Whatever wallet that wallet is, I don't feel like we have that yet. Unfortunately, I don't feel like we have it. And I think that would be big for the institutions to say, oh, well, everybody uses this wallet because it's near perfect. And there's just too much lack of security, lack of easy understanding, use case. You and I know what we're doing, and we still make mistakes. So yeah, it's difficult. I have an issue with the dogs.
But to kind of echo that same topic, wallets. There's Zoj, who's been on the Dipto show, who's arguably a creator. He's created his own wallet.
Mad Lab.
Mad Labs, right? And so when I look at an individual like Zoj, who has created a wallet, Mad Labs wallet, I just imagine these institutions just creating their own wallets, because essentially that's kind of what any wallet. And by the way, that's a horrible term. I know we got Lady K in the house tonight. She would totally correct us on the whole wallet and what it actually is and all that shit. Such a smart lady, love her. But in reality, if you really think about it, the institutions are going to do what the wallet creators have already done. They're just going to do it better. From my viewpoint, the play has always been, let the kids go run for a little while, choke the chain back, or let the dog run out and then choke the chain back. And now I'm going to make a better chain to manage the dog, if you were. I just see that big companies, they'll let these little companies go out, and then they'll give them an offer that they can't refuse. Because that's just business. That's just business. Look what Ripple's, Ripple. Look what they are, a classic example of, wow, this is great. Okay, they're big enough. They're big enough for us to acquire and utilize what they have. Microsoft back in the day, same thing. Excel and Word. Microsoft did not create those. Those were created by other companies. Microsoft just had, here's the check. All right, thank you. You know what I mean? So I think that the wallet issue is literally being worked on for the institutions, but not us, right? And of course, we're always the last ones to get the smartphone.
Well, there is a lot of companies that are working towards the zero knowledge proofs for the privacy and all of that kind of stuff. And so, but we were talking about it on Digital Ladies Unscripted on Monday, the fact that, the privacy, everything is traceable on the blockchain, right? And until you get that kind of taken care of, and I would assume that banks, if you're going to participate with crypto, using the banking system, they're not going to allow their customers' transactions to be shown on the blockchain. Right. Just like they don't allow your transactions to be shown out of your checkbook now. What do you think, Allan?
Yeah, that makes sense to me for sure. That's the way they're going, because if you really look at security in banks right now, it's just terrible. When everybody says to me, oh yeah, well, one day they're going to come along and they're going to crack crypto, and the quantum's going to crush it, and your wallets are going to be worthless. I just laugh. I'm like, well, they're still in COBOL, right? They're using tech from the 70s to secure your bank account currently. You know that, right? And the easiest thing in the world is to crack is your bank account. Just wrap your head around that for a minute, because a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, well, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, the whole reason why crypto exists is because we don't need a bank. So therefore, we had to create our own security, and that security had to be better than security bank, or otherwise nobody would go to it, right? And that's exactly what we did. And we 10 up the game. We didn't just make it a little bit better. It's 10 times better. And I think the day is going to come real soon when we finally get government. I know I don't really like to rely on those people either, but one day they're going to come along and they go, enough is enough with you people ripping these people off in crypto. And all those scammers and all those situations will be more scrutinized. And that's when banks will adopt it all, when they feel like they have a better control of it all. That's I don't know, my speculation.
That's valid too. I mean, with all the wild west, these Allan, you've mentioned multiple times on your show that the big dogs don't move until there is no risk on the playfield.
That's right.
That's kind of their thing. So that makes sense as well. Again, letting that leash out, and then come in now.
Well, you bringing that up as one of my questions. Regulation's been quite a moving target. I wonder, do you see the current regulatory environment speeding up adoption or slowing it down?
Speeding up, big time. Yeah, we don't really realize how quick everything moves in the background. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're just like, I can't even believe. They're not necessarily a Trump fan. And they're like, I can't even believe what all's happened just since he's been president. It's just like mind blowing when you really wrap your head around it. And I was like, yeah. And he's only just getting started. Like, wait till you see what he plans on doing with the dollar and backing it with crypto and and they just looked at me like I was speaking Martian. I'm like, no, that's where they're going. His whole cabinet has said this numerous times. We're not going to gold. Like, maybe Europe does, maybe China does, maybe Russia does. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's their deal. That's not what this country's going to do. I just don't see it. So his whole cabinet all own crypto. I don't know what else you need other than that. That's pretty obvious where we're going. And they don't seem like the kind of regime that sits around and waits for moss to grow. They get it done. And this Genius Act was really big. And
we need that Clarity Act, right?
The Clarity. I'm really, since we started off talking about banks, they're really leaning on that thing. They really do not want that to happen. And I understand why, because they'll be out of the game. I mean, well, we shouldn't say that.
In a different way, they'll be forced to play more of our game. Yeah. And they'll be less likely to get away with the criminal, I won't say criminal, the things they've been able to do to manipulate people with money. Put it that way. Yeah. Man. Oh, sorry, Simon.
No. I was just saying. Yep.
I mean, I've heard that the first quarter of 2026 is, expected to get, that through the door. But I do agree with you. Love him or hate him, doesn't matter what you think about President Trump. His administration, because let's face it, one man does not do everything. It's impossible. There is a whole team of folks that have been working on this for years, even before Trump came into office, right? And these plays that they've been working on have been set in motion. And as far as I'm concerned, he does quite a good job with distracting people from even giving it attention, because unless you're kind of a person like me, where I'm watching these hearings and different speeches and things like that, then most people don't pay attention to. They just pay attention to the stupid things that he says to inflame people and the arguments and stuff. And it's like, meanwhile, back at the ranch, there's all this wild stuff happening that nobody even knows. That's going to make a difference for historic. How can you tell me what you think in terms of where we're headed historically, the times that we are living in now. What do you think about these times and opportunities that are in front of us right now?
I truly believe it really depends a lot on what the marriage, if you want to call it, of AI and crypto. Mm-hmm. If those two collide or come together in a beautiful way, this is going to be revolutionary. Everything that we've dreamed about in crypto, for me, I don't know, 7, 8 years, 10 years now, whatever it's been, is banking for all people equally. We don't understand what that means to the world because we've never lived in a world like that. If you could live in a world like that where it's ODL, right, like we mentioned earlier, on-demand liquidity for anybody who needs a loan, and they can, okay, well, I'm just going to work hard for it. Yeah, okay, good. That person's doing it. That world has always been controlled from the top down. And we're talking about doing it from the bottom up. And when you can do that for civilization, the economic boom, because everybody wants prosperity, but it's kind of been doled out. Oh, these countries, those countries, this part of the continent, this part of the continent, not these continents. These, we just extract their resources. Why? Because we can through the banking system. And like all the people that don't create anything have been in charge of the banking. Well, if you just look at, if we can get that concept into the public's mind of that truly decentralized living of life and the exchange of value with, I'm going to call it money, lack of a better term, that life, that prosperity for all is simple. It's easy. It's math. That's not complicated at all. And it's been taken from us. And what they like to do is print money and inflate the money through the technology, and the extra labor of mankind has been taken from us because they're useless at the top. They're a burden upon the system. They're not prosperous for all of us. They're not part of what creates the liquidity in the market. They don't bring value to the degree that we need it to become. And that's what crypto can bring. That on top of just think about this, an autonomous transaction that doesn't have either political or government or bureaucracy or red tape in mind, meaning AI, if we can get it truly to be fair, right? It's just going to say, I think the best place for this money is this for mankind. Boom. Right? If you can get all that red tape and all that stuff I was talking about above us out of the equation, just imagine the world you could live in with the two jiving together. I think that's where it's going. I'm not always right about a lot of these things, but I do believe that that's where it's going. And I say this a lot on my channel, but if you have an objective AI and the AI looks at the problem, it's just going to point directly at Washington. It's going to go, this is your problem right here, right? That in that spot right there. It's not going to point at the truck driver. It's not going to do that.
A challenge accepted. Stand by.
Yeah. I mean, it's just oh, that's logical. Yeah, right. All those people that don't do anything for us, like we should eliminate them first. And that's what AI is coming after, is that white collar, manipulation.
I think Doge is part AI, right? Kind of going through and scrutinizing all of the spending. I mean, they've exposed many things. A lot of people say, the government will never be transparent on the blockchain. And I'm like, those of us that are giving this our attention, we need to rise up and say, yeah, you are going to be transparent, right? Transparent government where you can actually see where that money is going, because there's just been so much money that has just been bled from the system. No one's giving it any attention. ripping us off hand over fist, spending it on frivolous things because so-and-so's brother and sister-in-law does this and whatever. And while it might only be, a couple $100,000 to them that are getting a contract or whatever the hell, all of that adds up, right? And it's just been like that for years and years. And so, I'm a fan of of something like AI and the blockchain and the transparency for government. And I do believe that I know Marshall Hayner and Metal Blockchain and the XPR network, and though they're heavily involved with Doge and the government spending and stuff. So I know there are people that have been in this space for a really long time that are working towards that. I just don't know how close we are with it. What do you think? Do you know anything about that? Or
power to the people?
Who said this? Oh, Jesus. That was Ryan.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan.
I'm on a live.
Clip that.
Oh.
That was great.
Yeah.
He's good. He's awesome. I love him. I had a great time with him.
They said you're awesome. Congratulations.
Yes, he is. Ryan's one of my favorites.
I'm still trying to get him to come. Sorry for the interruption, guys.
No, that's okay. I don't know much about the Doge situation. I kind of did it one time, but I sort of lost track of it, to be quite honest. I haven't really followed it that much. But I do know this. Anybody that saw Elon's recent interview on Moonshot, whatever it was, oh my God, you should really watch that. That was really good. Really well done. And one of the things I took from that interview, I only watched part of it. It's about 3 hours long. I don't have that kind of time anymore in my life. But he mentioned that because of prosperity, because of AI, because of robotics, because of crypto, many other things, everything's going to become more efficient, which is very decentralized, obviously, as we know, but it's also deflationary. And he thinks 10, 20 years out everything's going to basically be free. That's his concept. But his point was getting from here to there, we're going to have to spend a whole lot of money that we don't have. So we need to get it done now. And I remember him 6 months ago going, oh, we blew it. There's no way. We're not going to be able to do this. But when the GDP went up a point last quarter and it blew everybody's mind, I think that's the beginning of what's about to occur. And I really believe that to be true. The GDP is on the rise, and it's going to be because we're becoming more and more efficient. And that is going to make security, crypto, AI, all of it more efficient and more user friendly, if you will.
Do you think the tariffs have anything to do with that, or no?
Yeah, probably to some degree. I'm a huge fan of the tariffs, by the way.
I am too. I know a lot of people aren't, but it makes logical sense to me. So I just wonder. I wondered what your thoughts were on that. Because as that goes up and we become more efficient. If you just think about this stuff logically with your own checkbook and what you choose to do with your money at home, right? Yeah. Simon talks about it all the time, making your money work for you. And how can you
make it work? You get that money to the gym right now.
Use the money that you already have and reallocate it to things that, that you need to spend money on to save for your future or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's real interesting.
For me, it's real simple. Sorry, my dog's trying to say hello.
Hello, doggy.
It's real simple. Tariffs, put simply, are this. We buy stuff in America. If you would like to sell stuff to my people, Americans, then your corporations are going to have to pay to stock your shelves here in America. Okay. Well, everybody in the media took that to say, oh, well, prices are going to go up. No, what that means is we're going to charge the people that profit, the corporations that profit outside of this country. And instead of charging us more tax, we're going to tax the corporations overseas. And it's very hard to tax corporations overseas. That's why even American companies go outside of the US, because the taxation's a lot easier on them. I've done many shows on what that means on a marketing scale, but and I know I just explained tariffs to everybody in a simple way, but it's more complicated than that. But if you want to charge your own people, like previous administrations like doing, then okay, yeah, makes sense. Do it the way you've been doing it. But if you really care about making life easier for the people that live within your borders, tariffs make more sense than anything else that I've ever even heard of. It doesn't, it's crazy that people can't wrap their head around it. But people watch the media and people listen to one side and not the other side, and they don't look at things objectively, and they don't even really like to have a discussion objectively anymore about anything, especially when the word Trump comes up. It's a shame.
Especially when it comes to, because I always think when we made things here at home and the small businesses that were doing really well here, and then as soon as we started like kind of exporting all of the work, going outside of the US and all of that, and then bringing those products back inside, kind of put all those mom and pop shops, small business, even the, business that has, 10,000 employees can be considered a small business, right? Puts them completely out of work. And what does that do to your town and your state and everything else? And so it's not something that can be fixed overnight, but definitely, I mean, you can't just pretend that didn't happen. And, working towards fixing it, I think is a good thing. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's been tried. And the thing that amazes me is that nobody talked about how much tariffs we've been paying for decades.
Excellent.
And nobody wants to talk about that. And unfortunately, media is not very objective, as we all know. So
level playing field is not just about XRP, is it?
No, it's not.
No, definitely not.
There'll never be a level playing field. The board is always slanting one direction or another, but you can make it a whole lot more honest than it's been. That's for sure. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. The tariffs is a very interesting topic, just all the way. We inside our jurisdiction, we have services and programs. We need money to do the things we do. Okay. Where does that money come from? Well, right now it comes from this pile here. How do your people feel about that? Well, they're kind of downsy. Okay. Well, why don't we make them pay for it? Then these people have more money to spend in our country, keeping that dollar rolling around through our jurisdiction, and we still get the money from those guys to pay for those services, etc. that we need. Well, Allan, you talked about the what was it? 1 point GBD. Oh my god! But to me, that just makes sense. It's like, we talk about in the IBC. This is a concept that's talked about in IBC all the time. I would say that's Trump's, the administration's version of tax the rich. No, not this rich.
Right.
Those rich.
Yes.
Over there and over there and over there. I mean, we buy their stuff. We like it. It's cool. But, you want to play over here, it's pay to play, just like it's pay to play over there. So
that's it. It's all pay to play. Pretty simple.
Pay to play. Level play.
Pay to play. Play to play. I want to kind of I want to touch on a couple other things before we move on. I wanted to pick your brain just a tad. What about tokenization of real world assets? Everybody talks about it. I wonder, do you think that's a bridge that finally connects traditional finance to crypto in a big way? Do you think it's a thing that's coming? Like, what do you think about that?
I do, and I think it's I think within, I don't know, time frames. I'm lousy at those typically, but you're gonna wake up one of these days and everybody's just gonna look at you and go, well, of course everybody knows that. Everybody knows that, and everybody's gonna transact, whether it be houses, cars, whatever it is. It'll all be tokenized, and it'll all be on in a easy enough open sourced ledger to where everybody will be like, duh, why didn't we do it always like that? It's just, it's open source. Of course, everybody knows. I like to use the analogy that I use a lot, which is it's like playing poker when everybody can see each other's cards. That's what open source is. And it's fair. And it's like easy. And everybody can tell the honesty in the room. And there's no more hidden backroom spaces that's going to conflict everything. Once everybody understands the concept of that and they get away from the brainwashing of the media's given them that it's, only people that launder money use crypto. Once we get past that and they see what the tools of it are, in fact, we could probably even eliminate the word crypto behind it. And everybody's, oh, wow, there's this new thing here. Look, somebody's going to come up to you guys, Simon and Melissa. They're going to go, hey, wow, look at this new thing. You can swap this thing for this thing just straight across, on my phone. And you're going to laugh and go, yeah, wow, look at that. That's cool.
Wow, that's some fancy technology. Gosh, how new is it?
Yeah, so
that's where
Allan, it's so funny that you mentioned the media saying that crypto's for laundering money.
Yeah,
they were probably right, but they were probably only talking to their friends.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah,
half truths, right? Half truths.
The only people allowed to launder money illegally are banks, and that's exactly what they do. So yeah,
man,
they don't want any competition.
Oh, that's true. I get that. Yeah. That's a business move.
Well, and the way they've made things kind of difficult for the little guy to kind of get ahead in many ways with holding him down through the banking, really. I mean, or investment opportunities or anything else. And so it is nice. What is it? Tokenizing real world assets, remove the bloat and promote transparency. Heck yeah. So Allan, I'm wondering, do you see any standout projects or ecosystems? Which ones stand out to you the most right now as most likely to be core pieces of the new financial system? So, I mean, we all talk about crypto and, all there's Bitcoin and XRP and Ethereum and all these things. Are there any ecosystems that stand out to you right now as the ones that will most likely be a big part moving forward?
No, I mean, yeah, but I'll tell you what amazed me, and so I know my crowd here, right? What blew me away was when the market turned around and came back, like XRP blew up compared to the other coins. And I sat back and I was looking at that, and I'm looking at the returns on that one coin, and I'm like, who is buying this? Because when it goes up as fast as it did, that means there's far more buyers than there are sellers. Okay, far more. Who's buying right now? You and I know it's not the XRP army. We're tapped out, most of us. I mean, who was behind that? And that one hit me pretty hard. I was like, somebody knows something about some network movement coming up here. That's what hit me. Because when there's not something really big news or really big whatever it might be, or fundamental news that actually makes this coin go up higher than the rest, this typically means that there's somebody who knows somebody at the levels that know information, and they've let the information leak a little bit, and they know what's coming, and that they see a big move happen. And they're terrible at keeping a secret. They just can't, and they don't. So a lot of people seem to load up on that coin, and that was interesting for me. Networks, I don't really play around a whole lot with that, but I will tell you, I will tell you a coin that I kind of got a little inside deal with, and that's Ondo. And I keep playing, I keep playing phone tag with the CFO of Ondo, and I will tell you, every time I've only spoken to them twice, but both times I have, like, blows my mind what they think they're going to do with that coin and that project. Mm-hmm. So they really want to tokenize crypto on a market level. In other words, they want to be the guy that is the one that tokenizes all the stocks type angle.
Gotcha.
Is what I get from them. Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's a bunch of people in that crowd. So are they going to be the winner? I don't know. Yeah.
You never know.
No. But I will tell you, sharp guy. And I only know him. I met them. One of my listeners goes to his church. Oh. And that's how I got the insight on him. And it was pretty cool to talk with him.
It's interesting that you said about people knowing things, and like, you made a really good point. A lot of us are tapped out, or we might not be tapped out, but a lot of us, I'm a little guy. I can't go in and swoop in and buy a bunch of XRP or any coin, no matter what it is, but XRP in particular, right? If I wanted to, I don't have a bunch of liquidity to go in and boom, buy a bunch. But there are people that do have that kind of money, right? And they hadn't been piling up on it like they were. And so, you always have our DCAers. We've been quietly buying for the long, or loudly buying over these past several years. But all of a sudden you saw this spike and it raised your eyebrows. And I do believe that the people that are in the know, because that's kind of, in my opinion, how this whole financial system of the stocks and, all of the, like insider trading and, all these deals, right? Like, they're not supposed to tell each other, but so-and-so's brother, sister's son told little Johnny that such and such, I heard my dad say, whatever, plausible deniability. Hey, I didn't tell anybody, my kid, or, whatever. Or I think sometimes they do it in plain sight. They communicate with each other through weird stuff. Like, I don't know. I just think that they do. And so I wanted your perspective on that as like, they're only human, right? Like if I know something that I think is all the stuff that I've studied about XRP and where I think it's going, and I try to tell my family and friends, you really need to look into this. Is it going to happen overnight? No, but I really have a good feeling on it, or whatever. I'm trying to tell everybody I know, please look into this for yourself or whatever. I can only imagine that people that are in the know, they're no different than I am. Right?
No.
And they're really going to, right? It doesn't make them a bad person.
No. In the trap that you run into with a lot of that is, like, when I have a very good friend of mine, and they know more about HBAR than any person I know. They know the creator, they have his phone number, that's all he wants to talk about.
I like HBAR.
I love HBAR. I have a bunch of HBAR. Like, it's one of my top 5 coins for sure.
Same.
But that's all he talks about. And you run into that, you just get that tunnel vision. This is my coin. This is my project. And then the next thing you know, you're like, oh, well, yeah, my coin does that too, or my coin does that. And it's like, you have to really, this is something I've told people for years, and it's so important to remember. We don't know who the winners are yet. We don't. I don't think the system knows. I really don't believe they do. I think there's going to be, aspects of certain projects and coins that are going to blow up no matter what. Okay. No matter how much of the market share they get. I'm speaking of the XRPs, and that's obviously been chosen to some level. We have to kind of admit that. The stuff that I've seen on my desk tells me that. But like, there's projects that are just going to come out of nowhere, and then you're going to say to yourself, oh my God. It's sort of like Zcash in the last, I don't know, 6-8 months. Everybody had to have it. Well, it's because they were all the people that were getting paranoid about, they had so much money in Bitcoin, they thought that somebody could get a hold of it somehow. And they were scammers, most of them. And they had to get into Zcash just because it was safer and more secure. Mm-hmm. But like, when you look back and you say, okay, what were the coins 5 years ago? Not many of the ones at the top, right? Other than the basic, really solid 5, right? Or whichever ones you want to look at. But the thing for me is that one day we're going to wake up and they're going to go, that's the coin. The system's going to say, all right, we're running on this network, or we're going to do all of our, when we convert all of our tokenization of stocks, we're going to use SUI or whatever. I'm just pulling one out of my hat, or Ondo, right? We're going to use that project. It's not going to be too late that day, that week, for you to buy it. I know it will have 5x that week. I understand that. And you're going to sit back and you're going to say to yourself, oh my God, at 5x, because you're following the market. But the whole world doesn't know what that means yet. But you're way ahead of the game because you're on the inside, and you're going to go, oh, I can't buy it now. It's $5 and it was $1 last week, and I'm just not going to do that. When that day comes, when that chosen coin or that project is chosen, don't be dumb. Understand, I got to get in. And I know we all have stories. I know you're about to tell me about your theta problem.
I'm not talking about it. I will not.
But when it comes to the obvious, the system has declared this is the coin and this is what Wall Street, or this is what B of A or whoever. Yeah. Then it's not going to be too late to jump on. Hopefully that's one you already own, because I will tell you, it's going to go crazy when the system determines this is this tool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We don't have anything that says this is is it going to be Ethereum? Oh, is everything going to run on is everything going to be ERC20? No, I don't think so. I just don't believe that. But a lot of people in Wall Street do. And I just don't. But yeah.
No, and I think a lot of people in Wall Street, I think, have to catch up with an understanding, just like Congress and all of them. I was speaking about that the other day, is that, this seemingly delay with crypto legislation or adoption or any of it, this is a complex animal, right? There's a lot of moving parts to it. There's a lot of intricacies with it. And unless you kind of really understand and give it some time, you don't really want somebody creating legislation on something they have no idea about, or anybody in Wall Street making these financial decisions on technology they have no idea about, right? They don't know what it is. And so these types of things take time, and people need to educate themselves. And so personally, what I see happening is all of them having their great awakening right now, because you're hearing them start to chatter about it, and you can tell the ones that have done homework and the ones that haven't just by the words that come out of their mouth. Right?
No, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you're right. We shouldn't ask Wall Street to pick the coin. I think the system and the networks are going to pick the most efficient coin. I hope, in a completely decentralized, open, free market world, that's the winners will rise. I hope. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm really enjoying watching the quote unquote nerds be the heroes of the day. Right. Yeah. I mean, the super intelligent people that are, they're creating and building and they're superstars in their own right. Thinking about things logically, they're daring to dream, they're building, they're doing all these things that are just incredible. And for those that are able to actually explain it to people, and people are getting better and better at learning to explain digital assets to people, I think that is something that could really help push adoption too, right?
Yeah, for sure. I went to a show in Fort Lauderdale not long ago. It was an AI crypto show. And I will tell you, I was so impressed with the knowledge of the crowd. It was amazing.
Yeah.
We've come a long way, guys. That show that I was talking about, 6, 7 years ago, whatever, 5, 6 years ago, we're a long ways from where we used to be. And if you really look back that many years, where the growth has really been is governments, systems, banks. It's like they're here. They're on the doorstep now. Like, we have presidents saying we're going to go with this. Like, back then, you and I were dreaming about those kind of things. Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, well, did you look at, you were going to go to Ripple Swell and you didn't end up going, but I didn't know if you got to catch any of it, but we did a show on it, and the amount of banking people and financial industry people that were there at Ripple Swell was just like wild. It tells me like we're getting closer and closer and closer, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Are any of your like, I know you can't say much, but like any of your banking friends, people that are in the know, kind of, are you getting any more maybe questions from them or encouragement from them in terms of like they've expanded their thinking and like they're getting more and more on board with the thought of crypto and in maybe being a part of something that they've been a part of all this time? I don't know if I'm phrasing my question correctly, but I hope you understand what I'm asking.
No, I do. I get it. Yeah. Their growth has been amazing. The two individuals in particular that I really think a lot of, they've done a 180. I mean, they're nowhere near where they were even just 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. They understand the inevitability of it. What they don't understand is how it's all going to work. They're kind of like the rest of us. They're like, okay, I see this more efficient, but in their mind, they're still riding a horse. You know what I mean? And they don't understand how the car and the traffic's going to work. Mm-hmm. They don't get it. Like, they know it's faster, they know it's easier, and they know it's simpler and it's cleaner and it's more efficient. But they have no idea the concept and the avenues and the roadmap that's going to require. It's daunting. We all think we're just going to be able to flip a switch and we're all going to be crypto next week. Like, no, it's bigger than that. And there's just far too many people my age and older who are just relics, and they're not budging. And those are the people that really hold the purse strings to the trillions of dollars in the background. And they're just not interested in flipping the switch. They're just not. And that's one of the two people I talked to. And he's just like, he's stuck in his ways. And I get it. I understand it. But the system, when the system works really well for you, you have no desire to change it.
Right. Yeah. Don't fix what's not broken for you, right? Well, what do you think has to happen with tech and regulation, or the mindset shift for everyday people to start using crypto, or even start thinking about it, or push them over? What do you think has to happen?
Wow, I wish I had that genie in a bottle. I would just spread it on the world immediately tomorrow if I had that knowledge. I would like to say that one of the ways to do this is, and I think it's really important, and I want to say it was Trump that said he was going to buy it, or for every American child born, $1,000
Yeah, I think he's implementing that.
Yeah, I would like to see something like that happen, and it all be in crypto, or a portion of that be in crypto. I would also like to point out to all of us, the schools are absolutely useless, and they need to be teaching crypto. They need to be teaching money. They need to be teaching human relationships, and they have avoided teaching all of that to our children. But they're not going to be able to get away with it much longer because AI is coming for their jobs. And the thing for me is, isn't it interesting that schools won't even teach AI, right? I mean, some of the universities are now, but I really think the day will come, we will have our Chat GPT moment. Okay. We will, with crypto, but it's going to be one of those days that it's like, okay, you can't open an account here if you don't have this. Or you can't, your Walmart card, if it's not using stable coins, our Wally stable coins, or whoever, Costco stable coin, you're not going to be able to shop here, or you'll get a 5% discount if you use Costco stable coins. Yeah, I think that's when the public gets the knock on the head and says, oh, wow, it's financially worth it to me. Yeah.
I often wonder, like, we talked about this on Digital Ladies too, I think, where it's like people that are already, say, like maybe that are on some kind of a basic income, help with the governmental spending, and they put it on a card for them to use or whatever, or you buy something, you do something, and you're getting like little credits or whatever, which turns into being like a discount, right? We're already kind of familiar with the whole couponing and all of that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking like, whenever these institutions say, yeah, we'll accept XRP as a payment, or we'll accept whatever the heck, it doesn't even matter. Like you're saying, any of these Costco stablecoin or whatever, what have you. If somebody is shopping at Costco and they're getting cash back, Costco coin back, and then you can use it in the store or whatever, like, yeah. It's going to be such a seamless transition for people, because I don't see it much differently than I do them using a coupon, or how we've been trained using, going to Kroger's and scanning their thing to get the discount on the price for this or that, right? They're already kind of training us to do that. I just don't know how close we are to stuff like that, I mean,
well, I think we're pretty close. I mean, I happen to shop at Costco only because I live quite a ways from civilization, but I get points on my my Costco card.
Oh, see,
right now.
You're already doing it. Yeah.
So
okay.
I get 5% back on gas, nice. And I get like 3 on purchases outside of Costco. So, I mean, it's a big incentive, really. Especially with as much as we spend there. But the thing is, people understand that, or like travel rewards or points system and all that stuff. When you give people incentives, they're going to go for it. And this is kind of one of those things that I've been talking about for a long time too, is you're going to be paid, and they're going to have the incentive to pay you. And these stable coins are coming, and they're going to say, okay, well, we'll give you these coins if you'll do this and this and that. Well, how long is it going to be before advertisers are going to go, oh, wow, you got them to do that? Oh, perfect. We'll just go ahead and put our little commercial in there, and then we'll give them these stable coins if they watch the whole thing, if they click on it, or whatever the deal might be. We're clickers. Come on. That's who we are now.
Brave Browser was trialing that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Or even like the Fold card. I mean, I was trialing that for the longest time and getting all kinds of free Bitcoin just by, they were doing their beta testing with all the vendors, and they snagged a huge vendor in Amazon. A couple of years ago, where you could get a 10% back or 15% back in Bitcoin if you bought Amazon cards. And I would buy gift cards for Amazon, and then I would just send them to my Amazon account and spend them. And so every time I was shopping at Amazon, I was doing that, and I was making 10-15% back in Bitcoin. Of course, they don't do that anymore. But the fact was, they were trialing it with all of these different companies, which says these companies were already dipping their toes 4 years ago, 3 years ago, know. So I wonder about that kind of stuff.
And those of us who remember, when Facebook tried to get involved with crypto, and they threw them immediately in front of the Senate and just said, absolutely not. You will not be doing
for you.
Wrong administration.
Wrong
administration.
But if you think about it, guys, that's all it would take. It would have banks would have been on a business. You understand what Facebook would have done? Well, Facebook isn't as big today, I don't think. I guess it is as big, but nobody I know plays around in it. But the point of the matter is that coin would have been more valued around the world than the dollar probably by now. I'm not even guessing. I'm like that sort of market share immediately thrown upon the public. If you could do something along those lines, it would happen fast, especially in the world. Yeah.
I echo you, Allan, on the, we're close. I had a phone call with a very high net worth individual, and we were talking digital assets, and they had mentioned that over the course of the next years they're going to make millions in crypto. And I was like, okay, I got my number 2 pencil and my notepad. What are you going to do? And it was very simple. So, well, all the products that I have, crypto only. You want this, I bring value to you, and you want this, crypto only, no cash. You got to go get the crypto. You got to send it to me.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of, when I say a lot, I'm a lot in the terms of, 5 years ago when we were halfway in our journey, Allan, and Melissa was just getting started participating in the crypto space 5 years ago, purchasing coins and stuff like that. Right. I've seen small businesses adapt to accepting, crypto as payments. Here in Washington State, a lot of our dispensaries, for those who don't know what a dispensary is, it's a place where you can go buy the weed. So they adopted crypto because you couldn't deposit cash inside a bank for selling the weed publicly and recreational, right? There was at least in my state. So they took the crypto route, and you could totally pay them in crypto. They still couldn't give you a discount by law, but they would have loved to do that because they knew that price eventually go up, and I'm gonna be good. Yeah. So it's very, very much there. Very, very much there. We're really closer. It's just not the as Allan, you like to reference from time to time. Joe Lunchbox isn't there yet, but Joe Lunchbox really is traditionally always the last one to lunch. So probably not a good gauge, no. As far as how close we are, but I think we're close as well.
But when corporates start to see the money, the way I see money is money has a cost, and that cost unfortunately has been crazy. Sorry, I got the dogs going after something. That cost as a business operator, let's just look at MasterCard or something along those lines. It's pretty easy for most of us to understand. But banks have that same expense. Well, when you can tell them, well, if you can get them to use this stable coin, there's no more cost. What? Excuse me? Repeat that to me one more time.
Wait, what?
Well, if you could just get them to use this, well, how do I get them to use it? Well, here, it's just like this, something as simple as Cash App, right? So then you say, okay, at the retail store, in the store, it says, wherever, Costco, we don't take dollars. We only take stable coins. Oh, well, I can't shop here anymore? No, it's no problem. Here, look, here's how you do it. You have your Costco credit card, boom, it automatically gives us Costco, stable coins.
Stable coin.
That's coming. And people they'll go through that transaction for about 2 or 3 months where, oh my God, I had to pay with this coin thing. And then
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. About the third visit, they'll be like, yeah, it's the same as all the other money. I don't even know what it is. It's just digital stuff. I don't have to have a wallet and I pull it out in pieces of paper, or I don't have to sit on the counter and write a check. It's the same as that, and then we're off to the races. Yeah.
We got about 40 minutes left, and there's several topics I still need to talk on. But before we change, there are a couple of questions that we've kind of already went through, but I wanted to show them up. John Forrester asks, "Is crypto going to be just an investment, or is it going to be an everyday use case?"
Oh,
everyday use case.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And
I was gonna say both.
Right?
Yeah. Both. Yeah.
Solar Sam says, "What are the top 3 things you see coming into this space?" Ooh, top 3.
Top 3 things coming into this space. I see. Okay, go ahead. What do you got, Simon?
Liquidity.
Yeah. And velocity.
Velocity.
Yeah. The top 3 things coming into the space. Well, it really depends if we can get this next bill passed. That one's huge, obviously. If we can get that thing rolling, I see stable coins being bigger and better than ever. We got to remember we've only been able to use them for a week now, legally.
Yeah.
January 1st. So that thing is about to blow up. The two that really hit me about 6 months ago that we've kind of all forgotten about is big financial names in the world. Your Mr. Diamond, JP Morgan coming out and saying, oh yeah, well, I like that now.
Yeah.
Or people
Larry
like Warren
Fink.
Buffett. Yeah, right. Like all of that means a lot to the stinky old money of my age and older. Yep. It means a lot to them. And that's when they're gonna, again, use the pun, dip the toe. That's when they're really gonna go after it. And they're gonna say, okay, all right, as long as you're telling me that I can't lose money on this, I'll go for it. And that's the way they think. So those 2 are really big, but I would have to say total. The big one for me too is this one. This is probably my 3rd one. AI is not going to write a check. AI is going to use crypto. That one's really big. Let's remember, to fund something, to use a US dollar currently, you can only go down to a denomination of a penny, right? Well, crypto takes away that, doesn't it? Crypto, you can go down to micro. Okay. And if you're talking about billions or trillions of transactions, all of that can be monetized now. And it doesn't have to be at least a penny. And I think that's going to be very big. And I think a lot of people don't understand those margins are everywhere in the world. And that's going to total up to a lot of money. And it's really going to come from people's attention span and you being online and you being on network and you being compensated for your time. I think those are all big things coming our way soon.
Yeah, man. Are we husband and wife? No. We're practically brother and sister if from another mother.
Yeah.
We've gotten that question before. We are great friends,
Homies.
and our spouses
homies.
love each other too.
Yes, they do.
So,
in a homie kind of way.
in a homie kind of way. Do we avoid another government shutdown at the end of January? I don't see how it's avoided, though. Curious if both sides learned anything from the recent one. That's from the blue bus driver. What do you think?
I don't think it even matters anymore.
Yeah, I really kind of. What do you think? Like,
yeah,
you think, I think it's just a show, right?
It is. Yeah,
it's kind of predictable bunch of kind of crap.
I mean, unless the blue bus that you drive is a government bus, you know.
No, blue bus driver's pretty cool individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. They could be cool and be a government worker.
They got the printing machine, so
I'm gonna say, okay, 9:25. Quick thing. We can't even really talk about it, but here's the deal. It's your show. You're well into several series on your exit wealth plan. How to have your exit strategy and retaining your long-term wealth. There's a lot of people that are getting ready, hopefully, to have some life-changing gains. Some people already had them in the past crypto cycles, but they struggled to keep them. And I just wanted to ask you your philosophy on exit strategies. Should people have one?
Well, of course, because if you don't know what you're doing with your money's doing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that means that the next shiny object that walks by is going to take your wallet, right? Mm-hmm. So if you don't have a plan and you don't stick to it, then and that's okay if you want to do that with 10 or 20% of your wealth. Okay, I understand that. We all kind of do that, and you should, because you're worth it. But if you don't have a strategy on how to make money with money, well, you need to buy a ticket. But you need to because I've talked about it for so long, and it's such a part of my life now that it just seems so simple to me. And I hope I'm going to be able to explain it to everybody in a way that they're going to actually consume it, understand it, and then wear it on their tool belt and just go, of course I would exit out of this much of my portfolio at this moment, at this time, because it makes sense. Because my life is, I'm 65, I'm about to retire, I need steady income. Boom, I'm that guy. Or I'm 50 and I got 10 more years of my job and I need to, I don't feel too good about getting out of this job. I got to stick around another 5 to 10 years, but AI is coming for my job, so I'm not sure what to do. I better come up with a game plan. Well, that game plan is coming faster and faster and faster with technology, and it's coming for you. And if you don't have a strategy, then you're standing there. Well, I don't know. I think crypto's going to come in and my rainbow's going to come in and we're all going to get stinking rich. Maybe. Definitely one day. But how do you make a living between now and then? And that's really what my exit strategy's turned into, because earning money with money is more simple today than it's ever been before.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. Mm-hmm. It used to be, okay, you guys, I'm going to try and make this short. You remember the old days when you couldn't get yourself on a show like this or anything unless you knew somebody in television?
Yeah.
Like, that was what, 10 years ago? You couldn't get, and then now we're all free to have our own YouTube channels, our own media, go out and do whatever we want to do. That's what's happening with finance. That same concept is happening with finance. You don't have to go to Merrill Lynch to make money. In fact, I highly recommend you don't. Not financial advice. There's ways now, for the same reasons, that you can create your own channel and have your own media outlook and be invited by other, people to come on their shows, like you've invited me, that you can do the same thing with your own money. And when you realize these tools are at your disposal, you're going to say to yourself,
Why wouldn't I the whole time?
Why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I try and retire sooner? Why wouldn't I try and pay the mortgage with my money working for me, whether I'm awake or not? These are the tools that we have. Amen. And Simon knows. I've kept Simon abreast on almost everything I'm doing at the show. Mm-hmm. He knows what I'm up to.
Well, I can't wait, and I know that you. So if you want to tell people a little bit about your channel, because I do want to get to the meetup, which this kind of ties in a little bit with the theme of the meetup as well. But I would like you to tell people a little bit about your channel, how they can find you, and the exit strategy series that you have. You're like 50 some odd episodes into that, right?
Yeah.
Can you just kind of tell people what your probably some of the previous episodes, and they can kind of go back and listen to them, because I really think it's really good, valuable information for folks to start thinking about.
It's really been one of those shows that evolved. Simon and I used to do a Wednesday night show together, and that sort of evolved, and it sort of ran its course. And there was so many people that hit me up and said, Allan, well, what's your exit strategy? What's your exit strategy? And I thought, well, that'd be a good name for a channel or a show night.
Yep.
But my thing really, what I started to learn was I'm really good at picking what's about to happen for Allan. Okay. Not for everybody else. I'm pretty good at seeing the next movement in market or direction. What I realized was when I sit there in front of the camera by myself, I don't feel alone. I feel like I'm in a community, and I feel like my community is listening. And I don't know, sometimes it gets quite a few views and sometimes it doesn't get that many. It depends on what everybody's doing. But the response I got from that show was, oh my God, I didn't even think about it like that. Like, hello, of course, that makes so much sense. When I explain things to people, I try to explain it as simple as possible, because, I'm not the sharpest tool in the drawer. So I have to study it and really go over it. And when I can explain it simply, that means to me that I know what I'm talking about. And that's when I really get it. So teaching for me is learning. And that's what I do on that Thursday night show. No other guests typically. And it's me talking about what I think we can do next to make a lot of money together. And I've proven to myself, the amount of people that call me or text me the day after those Thursday shows is double what I get of any of the other content. And the other shows that I do get 5 times more views. My monologues with my dogs get the most views, but that live show, everybody says, this changed my life. I'm showing this to my kids like tomorrow. Yeah. So it's just been a growth. And you know what it is? Source, God, light, love, whatever your deal is, the more you start doing for others and thinking of others, the more comes to you. And that's what happened to me. I started thinking, well, how can I help people make money? Because it was so frustrating to see our crypto go to the moon and then come all the way back. And then you're like, oh my God, I forgot to get out again. So, and I will tell you, it's impossible to be a financial planner because there's 20 different categories of person and lifestyle. We're not all the same. We're just not. And I try to touch on every different category of who are you? What level are you? Where are you? Or do you have a pension? Do you not? Is your house paid for? How big is your crypto bag? If XRP goes to $50, are you good? Or you still got to go farther than that? All of those are things that I make you try and go over in your head and come up with a game plan. So.
Yeah, because like you say, we're not all the same. Somebody's idea of retirement is they don't need very much money. They're just going to hang out. They're going to garden. They're going to, do it. Other people are like, I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to go, do all this stuff. And, there's a big difference in the amount of money, the lifestyle choice that you have, right? So, and so I don't know if people really think about those types of things. And then also, I think it's great that you talk about it, just for folks that, I've never had any kind of significant money. My family never came with any significant money. And so, there was nobody to teach me what to do. And what happens if it does happen? And what is my plan, right? I got to think about these things too, and educate. And which brings me to the final topic of Dip a Toe Spotlight. You are throwing an absolute bash of a family meetup here at the end of January in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We've been calling it the XRP community crypto family meetup, and it's kind of evolved into to something even bigger than what I expected. You want to tell our audience about that event?
Sure. It's a lot of what has culminated over my Thursday night shows, relationships, people that I've met along the way, people that I think actually have your best interest at heart. And I put these people all together, and what they're going to teach us, I think, is going to be invaluable. It's going to teach you that you have opportunities that you maybe didn't know about. I think I used the word last week in my show. I have an opportunity to pretty much solve your crypto tax problem. Solve it. Cure it. I think I can cure your inflation issue the rest of your life. Those are big, powerful statements. But when you're done with that show, at the end of the show, you're going to say to yourself, okay, well, I know how he's doing it. Is that for me or not? That's up to you. That's just like crypto. It's like, do I buy this coins? Do I, my accountant, my broker, everybody, my family's telling me not to buy crypto, but you bought it, didn't you? So it's up to you which one you bought, and it's your discernment and the rest of it. But I'm going to hand you tools that are going to show you the path of, I now know that if I cash out my 401k or when I do retire, I can make 10 grand a month, whether I get out of bed or not. And that's powerful to people. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to show you that you don't need to, oh my God, did I sell crypto last year or 3 years ago? Was it and the first thing on the 1040 form says that do I own crypto? Am I a criminal? Are they looking at me because I answer yes or no? Should I answer no? Or, all of that I can help you with. I'm not going to be the guy helping you with it. I have a man who's become a partner of mine. I can vet the guy. I've already been through the process. I'm really enjoying what I'm learning about what you and I have coming. And they're just amazing tools. And I can't wait to share them all with you, because it's not about Allan selling a tool on a stage for you. It's about Allan presenting people that you're going to resonate with. And you're going to go, wow, I really like that person. There might be 4 or 5 different people, and the 3 of them might just go right over your head. Just, I don't even care about that person. But that person there that Allan introduced me to, and that he and I had a discussion, or Allan and he had or she had a discussion back and forth. I learned so much, and I really want to get a hold of her, and I really think she can help me, and I think she has the answers for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I have 3 or 4 of those people that will be on stage with us, and they're there specifically to help you figure this out. That's why I'm doing the show. And at the end of the show, you can come up to me and say, hey, you know what? I didn't learn anything. I want my money back. No problem. That is not going to happen. I can tell you that. Because what do I do? I go to crypto shows. Simon will vouch for that. I go to probably 3-4 a year, and I don't learn anything there.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, I socialize a lot. I hear about the new projects. I do hear about that. And I see some of the developers, and I finally get to put a face to the development team and that kind of thing. That's cool. I like it. But there's millions of coins out there, and they're not making me money every night. And I want a product that will. And for the biggest reason for our crypto family, the biggest reason why I want you to make money with your money is so that you can keep your bag. So you don't have to sell your bag. Mm-hmm. That is an exit strategy. Making you daily to cover your nut, every month. That's a strategy of keeping your crypto until XRP goes to 100, not 50 or 1,000 or whatever you want to cash out at. It is a financial strategy.
So in addition, so I'm bringing this up for folks that may not have come across it. Are there still tickets available? Last I heard, there were tickets available still for this event.
Yes.
Correct.
There are still tickets available.
Okay. And so from my understanding, so you've got that going on, but not only are you going to learn something education wise and be in touch with folks that can maybe put you in the right direction when it comes to preserving your wealth or making money with your money and those types of things. There's also quite a few people from the XRP community or blockchain community coming to this event as well. Isn't that right?
I'm sorry, that broke up a little bit. What was that?
Oh, I was saying, in addition to what everyone's going to learn in terms of making money with their money or preserving their wealth, there's also a whole lot of folks from not only the XRP community, but like the blockchain community in general coming to this meetup. And there will be people there that you'll be able to meet. Some of them are people that have channels. Some of them have projects. Some of them sell products that they'll be able to network. So it's an incredible networking opportunity as well, right?
It really is. And I should mention this. Many of the shows that I go to, we've discussed this, they talk too much on stage. That's great if you're there to learn what those guest speakers are talking about. But really what I want to do is spend less time with people on stage and more time with us. Present an idea to you on stage, and then everybody network about it for a period of time. Then present you somebody else on stage, then everybody network about it. And then, that's how I want the day to flow, because my favorite time of all these shows is the time when we can all just sit down and share our stories. It's breakout. But it's going to give you information to discuss. So yes, a massive amount of networking. There are going to be many YouTubers there, YouTube channels that you'll all know who they are. A lot of people who have coins, projects, art. By the way, if you have art, if you have something that you would like to bring to this show, if you simply get a ticket, I'll have a table for you. You can set up your product. You can sell your wares. I just have to vet the product. I don't want any dark energy in the room. I don't want anything crazy going on. But I am willing. It's a massive building, and I think it'd be fun for your community to have your art in front of your people. And it's pretty much an XRP show. So if that resonates with you, get a hold of me. Get a hold of Marielle, and she will get a hold of me so we can vet your art. And I think it's an opportunity. There's probably going to be 300-400 people. I don't want it to go any bigger than that. If it gets too big, then we don't.
It's hard to network with that.
Yeah, it really is.
The bigger crowd. Yeah. Now, for people that don't have tickets, I saw Mike or Matt Riley said, sorry, I wasn't able to get a ticket. You still can get a ticket, Matt. You just need to email XRP Crypto Meetup 2026 at gmail.com. And you want to explain why you're having, because I've heard a lot of people were, kind of frustrated because you didn't go through a ticket thing or whatever. You want to tell the people why you didn't go through a ticket thing?
We did go through a ticket thing. And what happened was the first day that I announced it and I had a ticket site, everybody was like, oh my God, they charged me $75 for a $400 ticket. And I was like, what? And that's all. That $75 doesn't go to me. It doesn't go to paying for the event. It goes to the ticket guy. And I'm like, why are they taking so much of the spread? And it's like, well, because it's your first show with us and we're a company and this is how we do it. And we're the #1 company and this is how it works. And, tough luck. Oh, and by the way, you don't get any of your money until 3 days after the show. And I went, yeah, that's not going to work. So, and then I thought, well, okay, I need to get something easy for everybody to use. And everybody had an email. Obviously, I would like everybody's email anyway is going to be at the show. So it was kind of a win-win. And then we went with strike payment and it all just kind of fell together that way. Let's remember, you're not going to get charged anything if you just simply go to this site that she has up on the screen right now. If you just send an email to that address, it will prompt all the information that we have. Then it's just between you buying a ticket to the show. I don't believe there's no fee in it, put it that way. But the other benefit that I'm going to have of the emails is I'm going to have everybody's email. So I'll be able to link and go, hey, everybody, it's 2 days before the show. This is what's changed. This is what's going on. We can all stay in touch.
Yeah.
And it was a way for me to stay on top of this thing.
Well, it's a smaller event. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
It's a smaller event too. So, with 500 tickets, it's not as big of an animal to take as, with thousands of tickets or something like a Ticketmaster would do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah.
And why pay the fee?
Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me being a crypto person and all these people were signing up to be crypto people. And it's like, why is it a $75 fee? Like what? It was stupid. I was just like, you can imagine like somebody bought 4 tickets times $75. You're like, what?
Ticket Mob fixes this. Yeah, I was gonna say that too, Stone. That we interviewed Ticket Mob on Dip a Toe show, and there's a new business coming together, and it might be right up your alley to get in touch for further events and whatnot. That's part of our community. So I'd love to put you in touch with them. For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. But I mean, I didn't charge anything.
Nothing. Yep. No. And that's fantastic. And guys, so it's a 3-day event. If you decide to go golfing, the golfing is an additional fee, which I think is like $250 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. If you are a golfer, and that's on Thursday, correct?
That's Thursday. That's right. 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock we tee off, but we're going to be there early. And we haven't decided who's going to ride in what car. We'll probably pull names out of a hat, but that goes to charity. I just want everybody to know that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anytime that anybody puts on a show like this and you think they're getting rich over it.
Yeah, no.
This was a lesson for me that I will tell you I'll do it differently next time.
Yeah. Well, for those that may not know, Allan's thrown. I've helped him throw the past 2 pre-parties for XRP Las Vegas, which has been a small but large, turned into a couple hundred people showing up to a place that held 100 people. And, this is quite a larger animal than that. But if you've ever been to one of his events before, it's going to be fantastic. And there's going to be some really awesome people there. So I highly encourage you guys, if you are in or near Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the end of the month, definitely consider grabbing a ticket and coming out. There's a bunch of us. You're going to get to meet Simon and Melissa from the Dip a Toe Show and Coffee Crypto with Stone and Lady K and Optimistic Prime and Keita from Keita's Brew's going to be there. A whole bunch of other folks are going to be coming out as well. It's going to be awesome.
It is. It's going to be a good time.
There's probably, I just got RSVPs from a bunch of shows today. So 4 or 5 other shows, XRP shows, content people. So it's going to be fun. Yeah.
The main event is on Friday then.
Friday.
And that's the event that's going to have, the speakers or, the presentations where they could come and put their art out if they want to do that. That comes with food and drink as well, right? Throughout the day.
That's right. Yeah, we're trying to make it as economical as possible, but we're trying to do anything other than a bologna sandwich, which was our ham sandwich at the last event. I'm trying to get exotic food, and have fun, but feed everybody. And I want them to be able to graze all day long. So it's been kind of tricky to do that because everybody wants to do a sit-down dinner. And I don't want that. I want everybody to be able to get coffee all day or an espresso all day. And I want people to just come and go. And I want to be open so they can go in and out and talk outside or whatever they want to do. Don't you remember with you and I and Ryan at 68J's party? We stood out back for, I don't know, a couple hours just shooting the breeze and having a good time.
Yeah, I was out there too.
Yeah,
definitely out there. That's where I hung out.
Yeah, and we're gonna have breakout rooms upstairs with big corporate offices, and you're gonna be able to see people shooting, YouTube channels. I know Stone's gonna do his live show from the event that morning. Is in the plans, in the works, and you're gonna be able to interview people. You two are gonna be able to interview anybody that's there, obviously. But there's also those people, you know what I mean? Like Northern Living, or these people that are in the background that you don't get to see them that much or that often, but you're going to see them in person. You're going to be able to get a 10 or 15 minute interview with them. Or if you're just there to meet everybody, the meetup and the networking of this thing, I want it to be the focus. Yes, I want to teach you and I want to give you tools, but I want it to be the focus of like, oh my God, these are my people. And like since the very first XRP show that I ever went to, I was like, the people was the whole show. Wasn't the guest speakers. It just wasn't. It was the people in the building and the vibe and the family that we've all created together. And that's who I want to live the rest of my life hanging out with. And I thought, well, if I don't do it, nobody will. So I'm for different reasons that I won't get into tonight, but I'm not going to be at the XRP show this coming year, but I will be in town. And so I will go to the after hours.
I think he's going to throw a party, a gathering in around the time of the conference, but I may go, but I don't know if I'm going to go to the conference.
I know exactly where Allan's going to be in Vegas during that time. I know exactly where he's going to be. He's going to be in the cabana by the pool.
There you go. We got about 5 minutes left. The final event day is on Saturday then, and that is going to be in Volunteer Park in Plantation, Florida, from 10 to 2 p.m. And you're calling that a community barbecue. What type of activity? It's another networking area. Is there food and drink? Will there be any music or anything, or what's the vibe for that one that you think you got set?
Currently, I don't have any music. It's been suggested, obviously. I think the event. You know how we can all talk, right? I think the event isn't going to be enough time for us to be together. I went to 007's Rob's event in Florida. It was brilliant. We had a great time. It was a great evening. But his next day at the park was so cool. I thought, oh, I'm doing that. Because you get to let your hair down. You get to wear your flops or do whatever you feel like doing. Perfect Florida weather in the winter. And you're just like, okay, let's just chill. Let's bring a beach chair. We probably won't have a beach chair. We'll have chairs for everybody. But like, I just want all the food. That's part of your ticket. It's not a problem. If you got family that you want to bring that day, it's okay. Bring them. That they don't have a ticket, Alan, can they come? Yeah, of course. Bring your kids, bring your wife. And it's going to be more relaxing. And it's going to be more about just sharing each other's lives with each other. I'm sure I'm going to get a million questions about the show the day before, and that's okay. I get that. But it's going to be time for you to meet Melissa and Simon in a more relaxed atmosphere. And it's going to be, there's so many YouTube people that are going to be there that I'm telling you right now, you're just going to be going, wow, okay, I get to meet that person and that person. What happened to me at Rob's show, Mikkel and I literally we just bunkered up next to each other and just talked to everybody for like all day the following day. And we didn't really get to see anybody the day of the show because you're on stage and you're doing things and you've got stuff moving around and you don't get to see everybody. 400 or 500 people is a lot of people to meet. It really is.
Oh, man. It is a lot.
A lot of people.
I mean, that is the thing. There's going to be so many people there. But the fact that there's going to be so many that they're going to want to talk about or talk to each other, whether they're someone who has a crypto channel or not. We've been kind of communicating with all of these people for so long. I mean, like, you know, Stone and I and Keita and, you know, a bunch of other, Mr. Sam and Steak and Bake, we're all sharing a house together and really looking forward. In fact, Mr. Man and his wife are coming, guys. Mr. Man and his wife are going to share a house with us, and we're going to be there from Wednesday to leaving on Monday. And so there's going to be a whole bunch of extra time for us to spend together too. So if you haven't done it
through Sunday,
I'm telling you. But guys. The show's wrapping up here. XRP Crypto Meetup 2026 at gmail.com is where you want to send the email. Send the email. If you're interested in dipping a toe into it, all you got to do is send the email. You'll get the information sent right back to you. You'll know exactly what it is. Like you said, it's $400 for tickets for 2 days. You're going to have your food and drink covered, entertainment, people. You're going to learn a bunch of stuff. You're going to meet a bunch of people. Alan, any final thoughts?
Many, but I'll keep it short. I just, I'm really excited about seeing everybody. It's good. Just going to be, I see my sons in the chat here. That's
we love
cool.
you, Brent Staple. Can't wait to hug you.
The B-Man's in the house. It's just going to be fun. Like, I can't wait to go hang out over at you and Stone's house. By the way, you need to come over to Simon and I's house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's not just going to be about the event, guys. It's going to be the after hours parties and doing the different things. And
no sleep. No.
Yeah. These are your people you're going to want to hang out with forever. I'm telling you, the people I've met at these shows is why I'm doing the show.
Yep.
Like literally, that's why I'm doing it. And I'm going to do these probably every year, at least one a year.
Yep.
My wife will kill me for saying what I just said. It's been tough on us.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
We love you, Elizabeth, very much. And can't wait to see you. Guys, we are going to have an after space. Alan, I know it's been 2 hours. If you happen to be interested to pop into the after space, it'd be fantastic. I know you may or may not be able to do that, but definitely I'm inviting you. I'd love to have you. For those of you who know, the link is in the chat, and it's also on X, and it'll start at 10:10, and we'll carry on this conversation. I want to thank everybody that's came in into the chat. There was a whole bunch of you. Apologies for not getting to list all your names. Alan, thank you so much for coming to the Dip a Toe show, and can't wait to hug your neck. Simon,
Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate this, and we're family, and I can't wait to see the family again.
That's right. Amen.
Get
to
the
that.
baby
Amen to
back together, people. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, and we will see you next time, guys. Have a great evening.
Step right up, let's take the dive. Crypto world is coming alive. From XRP to the blockchain beat. Join the crew where pioneers meet. Got builders, dreamers paving the way. Multi-chain vibes, we're here to stay. Wanna know? Don't wait, let's go. Dip a toe, join the Web3 flow.